we engage on regional policy issues, policy influencing, and economic empowerment through different value chain and trainings for smallholder women farmers. And today we are here with our budget committee members from different civil society organizations. And the reason is that in the Federal Capital Territory, we have been working closely for about 2 years with the Federal Capital Territory Authority in terms of the Agriculture and Rural Development Department. And we have been advocating for a certain number of issues. This year, sometime around May, we actually established a budget committee where we analyzed the appropriation budget for 2019 on the agriculture sector. And we're here today to present to you our findings, some of the commendations from the relationships we've had from our advocacy with the Agriculture Department, and our recommendations with the farmers' demands. And so I welcome all of you. I welcome you all to this laudable meeting. And we look forward to taking strong word out, because part of our work as civil society organizations, and especially for the farmers, is to begin to see participatory government where we can hold our government accountable.
Budgetary allocation for agriculture extension services by the FCT is inadequate, considering that farmers are not currently benefiting from extension support services. Swofon fears that if the current poor public investment in agriculture in FCT continues, the national agenda of an agriculture-led development approach to the fundamental challenges of poverty, hunger, and rising unemployment in the country may not be achieved.
The committee also commends the FCT for involvement of smallholder women farmers in the preparation of FCT 2019 budget proposal. In the same vein, the committee commends the FCT for keeping to their commitments by responding to some of our demands in the 2018 appropriation. It is imperative to commend the FCT administration and the National Assembly for making separate budgetary allocation for women and youth in agriculture.
Budgetary allocation to the agricultural sector by the FCT has not achieved consistent and significant increment in the last 6 years. We observe the budgetary allocation for the development of grazing reserves, but call for more mutual enduring solution to the current security challenges affecting the livelihood and productivity of crops farmers. Several projects have continued to feature in the FCT Annual Statutory Appropriation Act without information on releases and utilization. The committee also observed that most of the projects within the Appropriation Acts have been recurring without any information on the status in terms of level of implementation and the completion dates. For instance, between 2017 to 2019, a total sum of 1.325 billion have been appropriated for the development of grazing reserves in FCT, while the total sum of 847,492,782 has been allocated in the same period for the payment of compensation for grazing reserves without any known completion dates or level of implementation.
In view of the outlined observations, the committee came up with the following recommendations. We recommend first that there be an increased annual budgetary allocation that will address the concerns of smallholder women farmers in line with 2003 Maputo Declaration, which Nigeria is signatory to. That is the 10%, minimum of 10% annual budget allocation to agriculture. We also recommend that the FCT administration highlights specific budget line items allocated to the women farmers in agriculture for proper understanding and effective monitoring of project implementation. We also added that there be deepened gender concern in terms of budget line and project implementation. There is the need to prevent the devaluation of nominal appropriation, and for this reason we charge the FCT administration on early submission of statutory budget to the National Assembly and call on the National Assembly to expedite actions on the timely passage of the budget proposals. We also call on the National Assembly to undertake oversight duties on completed and ongoing capital projects in the FCT in order to promote transparency and accountability in the application of public resources. Furthermore, we recommend that there be increased allocation to capital expenditure, all capital expenditure items that addresses needs of smallholder women farmers in order to effectively influence development in the agricultural sector in the interest of the farming communities. We call for increased appropriation for extension services and the deployment of extension agents to support smallholder women farmers. We also call on FCT administration to allocate budget lines for climate resilience and sustainable agriculture. Lastly, we recommend that allocation for extension services in FCT be given priority attention in order to improve the deployment of new ICT technologies to farmers and increase production in the FCT.
For the allocation and extension services, we small-scale women farmers organization in FCT, the challenges that we are facing, number one, as we write our paper to the Agric Secretariat, we follow up. Then tell us, if you go today, they will tell you, make you come tomorrow. Several times, we are suffering for the transport. And we are women, we are not men. Before you will even reach there, men are there waiting for the Oga there for the office. And we women, before we come up for house, we were supposed to arrange the house before we reach there. And for that, for the stress massive, come make me, come be like, make I just forget. Go for first what I have for my hand, or enter market, begin to buy my seedling and the fertilizer. But thank God for the building of our capacity by advocacy training.
Looking at all our challenges, we have come together to make this demand from the Federal FCT Agriculture. We, the small-scale women farmers in FCT, we demand as follows: increase in allocation of agricultural input to smallholder women farmers on input to increase farm productivity. We demand that they should allocate, they've been giving us inputs, yes, they gave us input at subsidized rate, at least 50% of market price, but we still demand that they should increase it, because the allocation they gave us, we had to share it among ourselves. Some of our women, one mudu, two mudu, which is not enough, wasn't enough for our farming activities this year. So we asked that they increase allocation because of productivity, so that we too we can be encouraged to work. Establishment and building of standard processing units across the 6 area councils with emphasis on rice, cassava and oil processing. We have units, processing units already, but we want standard one, the one that can polish our rice like other states in Nigeria. Allocation of budget line time to training of smallholder women farmers on livestock keeping. We need training for livestock keeping. Most of us want to do that, but we don't know how to go about it, and we don't know where to get the improved ones. So we need the FCT Agriculture to work on training farmers, women farmers, on livestock farming. Allocation for extension services and agents within the area councils must be given priority in the budget in order to support us on farm practice and value chain development of commodities. We are appealing to FCT Agriculture that in the next agricultural budget for 2020, they should look at extension services, because it is really giving us problem. We don't have extension services. We don't know how to communicate to them, because through these extension services, we can communicate to them without coming to their office. Every day going to their office to demand for this, to go for this, to go for this, is really making our farm work slow down. But with this extension service, we can communicate with them without coming to their office. Also, we are also demanding for an FCT farmers toll-free line to be in place to address the challenges of farming practice and on the field. We need them to look at this toll-free line. It will help us so that any challenge you have, you can easily get to them than packaging yourself or leaving all that you're doing and running to their office.